Business Studies and Accounting Grade 10. This is the first chapter of so many chapters to come. So, in this video series, what we are going to do is we are going to just read out the textbook for you all. So, when you all have the time, when you are going in a bus or going on a long distance where you all can't watch or read, you all can listen and understand. So, that is the whole purpose of these videos. And yeah, let's get started. So we're going to skip all these introductions that is not necessary for us. So content 1 is background of business. Background of business, the basic concept about businesses. When the social existence of a human develops, individual needs also widen gradually. When the needs and the wants are diversified, it is difficult to produce all their needs and wants by themselves. As a remedy, this problem, people started to produce a large quantity of goods that they could produce the best in with the skills and resources they had. Therefore, an excess of goods were created. Then people exchanged these excess goods with others to obtain goods they wanted. This system of exchange goods was known as barter system. Even today, no one produces all what he or she wants. The farmers produce rice, the carpenter makes the furnitures, the teacher teaches. This individual is either a producer or a consumer. In different instances, such producers and consumers fulfill their needs and wants through business. Therefore, business are given immense importance in the modern society. Business concept. Man needs goods and services from birth to death. These needs and wants are fulfilled by businesses. Businessmen manufactures and distributes various goods and services according to the human needs and wants. The way business manufactures and distribute goods and services and the way man fulfills his needs and wants have become different and complex today. A business is an economic activity which manufactures or provides different goods and services in order to fulfill human needs. Most of the firms are profit oriented, whereas some firms are non profit oriented. Especially most of the businesses in the government sector are driven by social welfare motive. Even the majority of the private sector businesses are driven by profit motive, some firms are also driven by the welfare motive. A majority of the production activities carried out manually in the past are now carried out using new technology. Most of the business do their transactions through electronic media. Therefore, today, any business activities such as ordinary goods, paying money, advertising, etc. can be performed rapidly and easily through electronic media. Due to the acceleration growth in information and communication technology, the world has become a global village through electronic media. Any individual in any country Any individual in any country is now consuming different goods and goods produced in different countries in order to fulfill their needs and wants. The following activity will facilitate you to understand the extent in which your daily life has been connected to the global market today. Activity 1. List down the names of different goods that you consume within a selected day and write down the countries of manufacture of each goods in front. Interesting. We might not find 70% of the goods are produced locally. Almost everything is imported. Side note, business objectives. As a consumer, your objective is to obtain a quality product at a reasonable price to satisfy a need. Similarly, consumers and other different stakeholders of business have specific objectives to fulfill. Even business has a specific objective or set of objectives to achieve. Because the parties, such as owners of a business, its managers, employees, customers, government, and the community, expect different returns from a business. The following are some business objectives that can be seen in common in a profit oriented business. First one is earning profit, obviously. Profit earning objective is essential for a business because it has to pay a sufficient return to the owner for their investments. The second objective is increasing customer satisfaction. The survival of a business depends on how it satisfies the needs and the wants of its customers. In achieving the above objectives, businesses need to focus on sub objectives. Some of them are discussed below. Increasing the quality of the goods and services. Businesses intend to provide quality goods and services at a reasonable price as well as to fulfill customer needs and wants. Generating employment opportunities. So, the sub objectives are increasing the quality of goods and services and generating employment opportunities. Another goal of businesses is to generate different job opportunities for laborers to top managers. The third one is employee welfare. Providing various welfare facilities in addition to the wages to satisfy the employees is another objective of most of the businesses. Food, accommodation facilities, transportation facilities, medical facilities are some examples for those various welfare facilities offered by the business to the employees. So, the subcategories of the business objectives are increasing the quality of goods and services, generating employment opportunities, and employee welfare. So let's go to consumer needs and wants. Needs. Human needs are requirements that must be fulfilled essentially for existence. Food, clothing, shelter are considered as the basic human needs. And when the society develops, education, health, security, transportation, communication, and entertainment are also recognized as human needs. The following characteristics can be seen in human needs. So, human needs are being essential, it's common, it cannot be created, and it's limited. It's essential to fulfill the needs for existence. It's common. Needs are common to every individual, and it cannot be created. Need will arise naturally and hence cannot be created by the businessman. Needs are relatively very low in number. Okay? Wants. Wants are different ways of satisfying the need. A single need can be satisfied in different ways. For example, needs are food, clothing, shelter, etc. So, food is a need. The want is string hoppers, ice cream, cakes, milk rice, etc. Clothing, saris, uniforms, shoes are wants. Clothing is the need. The business produces different types of goods and services to fulfill human needs and wants of consumers. These wants have following characteristics. Wants are not essential for existence. It is not essential to fulfill the want as that need could be satisfied by another similar want instead. The want can be diverse. Even though the needs are common to any individuals, the way they are satisfying them differ depending on the scenario and economic conditions. Can be created. Wants can be created by business. Wants are complex due to being unlimited and diverse. Fulfillment of wants are also complex. Being unlimited, there are different wants that can be used to fulfill one single need. So the characteristics of wants are: it's not essential, it's diverse, it can be created, it's complex, and it's unlimited. Activity 2. Write down the different ways you follow to satisfy the following needs: food, clothing, housing, education, health, safety, transportation, communication, and entertainment. In terms of education, your want would be to listen to my readings or audios. Activity 3. Write down 4 differences between needs and wants. Activity 4. Today's businesses produce various goods and services creatively which are required to fulfill human needs. Accordingly, compare the various goods and services used to fulfill human needs in the past with those at present. Manufacturing businesses. That's a subtopic. Business can be categorized as follows based on the nature of the product produced by the business. Commodity manufacturing business, service providing business. Commodity manufacturing business. Tangible and physical existing things can be called a commodity, whereas the establishment which produces the commodity requires to be fulfillment of human needs and wants are called commodity manufacturing businesses. These manufacturing businesses produce different types of goods that can be satisfy a single need. They produce different goods by considering various tastes of consumers, income level, and social statuses to ease the lifestyle of the humans. The following are some examples of four different goods produced by businesses: processed food, automobiles, electronic ovens, mobile phones, washing machines, and furnitures. Activity 5. There are a number of goods you consume day to day in your home. Prepare a list of goods consumed by you produced within your area. Interesting. Activity 6. Using goods with different brand names to fulfill the same need can be seen in the market. List the brand name of goods you consume at home under each category of goods mentioned below. Compare the answer with your friends. Soap, toothpaste, chocolate, exercise book, pens. I'm pretty sure most of them have different answers for the brand name, and I have a feeling that y'all might not actually have an answer for the reasons for your choices, because mostly it's influenced by advertising, which we will touch later on. Service providing businesses. We were looking at commodities, and now we are looking at service providing businesses, commodity manufacturing businesses, and service providing businesses. Any activity or process rendered to consumers by business in order to fulfill their needs and wants are known as services. The business providing these services are known as service providing businesses. Wholesale businesses, retail businesses, insurance institutions, banking institutions, beauty salon, educational institutions are some examples of service providing businesses. Activity number 7. You are required to obtain different services in order to ease the work in your home. Write down different services provided by the business in your area. Factors of production. Mhm. Business requires different sources to produce goods and services. These resources require are known as factors of production. The factors of production can be categorized basically as land, labor, capital, and entrepreneurship. Land, all the natural resources available are considered as land, including the resources on the surface of the land or resources in the inner part of the lands, like minerals, forests, soil, everything. Labor, the mental and the physical contribution in the business can be considered as labor in simple terms. Individual rendering physical efforts, working in the mines, sanitary laborers, and individuals rendering mental effort, accounting managers, all are considered as labor. Capital, anything produced by a man in order to facilitate the manufacturing process is known as capital. Like capital can be cash, capital can be money, building, motor vehicles, etc. Entrepreneurship. Entrepreneurship encompasses the role of organizing factors of production such as land, labor, capital, required for production in order to start the conduct the manufacturing process. An entrepreneur takes the risk, creates the innovation, and takes decisions with regard to the business. Select a activity number 8. Select a business in your area and prepare a list of resources used by that business. Categorize the above identified resources into land, labor, capital, and entrepreneurship. Example, explain the entrepreneurial role carried out within the business. Topic 1.2. Stakeholders of a business. Stakeholders are different parties who are interested in the business activities. These parties are interested in business operation in order to fulfill their various objectives. Okay, business, we have the future investors, the owners, the managers, customers, suppliers, competitors, financial institutions, employees, government, community. All these people are stakeholders of a business. Let's study the stakeholders mentioned in the above figure in detail. Owners are the persons providing resources to the business. The owners of a business can be either a single person or a group of persons. The managers, the business operations are conducted and decisions of the owners are implemented by the managers. In large scale businesses, there are a number of managers such as finance manager, marketing manager, etc. Customers are the persons who buy goods and services from the business. They can buy these goods either with the reselling motive or with the motive for their own consumption. Suppliers are the providers of raw material, transport, facilities, etc. to a business. Competitors are other businesses producing or selling similar goods and services to a business operation. Financial institutions are institutions providing required loans, consultancy services, etc. to a business. Employees are individuals performing the operation of the business are known as employees. The government propagate policies required to achieve economic growth of a country. Community includes all the population living outside the business in the society. Example journalists, environmentalists, pressure groups, etc. Future investors are individuals who are institution willing to invest. Okay, all stakeholders intend to achieve various objectives from the business. Some select objectives are mentioned in the table 1.1. Owners, their objective is the security of their investment, earn a sufficient profit, grow the business. Managers, taking decisions required to achieve the objective, implementing those decisions, promoting the job satisfaction. Employees receive a fair wage or salary, job security. Customers obtain the production at a reasonable price, obtaining quality product. Suppliers, securing order continuously, obtaining money without any delay. So, all these are objectives of different stakeholders. Financial institutions collecting loan and advances given, providing more loan and advances. Government collecting their taxes due, generating employment opportunities, increasing the domestic production. Determining the prices of the own product to face competitors. Analyzing whether the business activities are conducted in an environmentally friendly manner, analyzing whether the business contributions to the social welfare, taking decisions on investments. A business is required to conduct its operation in a way that satisfies various objectives of the stakeholders. In this regards, business also expects certain contributions from its stakeholders. Some contribution expected by the business for some selected stakeholders contribute. Owners' expectations from the business is contributing adequate capital, being dedicated and enthusiastic about business activities, supervising business activities, managers implementing business plans appropriately, taking correct decisions. Okay, this these are expected by the business from the stakeholders. Okay, appropriately completing the task assigned, increase the productivity of the laborer for the employees. The suppliers quality raw material continuously supplying raw materials in time. Government providing businesses friendly incentives. Okay, and that marks the end of the lesson number 1, and we are going to go for lesson number 2, business environment, in our next video. So what we are going to do right now is, if you have any other textbook that you would like to read, or you would like to know more explanation about this lesson, do put a comment so that we can get back to you on that. Thanks for listening. Have a great day. All the best.